It's a large crowd. The most precious gift I've ever given away was a 19 by 19 wooden board of the Asian traditional game of Go. The year was 2018, and I, a college sophomore living back then in California, was moving out of my apartment and wondering what to do with it. Two options came to mind. Either bring it along with all my stuff, or try to upsell it on eBay. Then, on Facebook, I saw a friend asking for help on behalf of a gentleman from the Dominican Republic, a small island nation surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. His name was Mr. Mendez, and he wanted to bring Go to Dominican school children in the hopes that they will learn to concentrate better, think more logically, and become more effective strategists in real life. So, not knowing a single word of Spanish, I was quick to join the online campaign. My friend and I quickly researched all kinds of Go equipment, started an online fundraiser, and helped Mr. Mendez connect with fellow Go organizers. And then, just to make sure that he got my maximal support, I even donated my personal set, shipping it all the way to Santo Domingo. Yeah, that picture right there is proof that I actually did it. What happened in the following months was truly extraordinary. Mr. Mendez had managed to create an after-school Go program, get featured on national television, and expand his efforts to many young players in the community. It was extraordinary for me as well because I had finally spent some money on a precious cause. To build bridges, break barriers, and help these kids stay always ahead in life. Now, I've played Go for the last 2 decades now. And after many years as a tournament winner, a volunteer organizer, and now an entrepreneur, I have been very lucky to interact with many Go players across different cultures, oftentimes continents. You must think I'm pretty strong by now. It's nice of you, but sorry, I'm still a hopeless amateur. Well, true, none of us will ever master every single skill in this game. But I've learned that the life lessons matter more. These nuggets of universal wisdom can help someone stay always ahead. Thank you. No matter where they come from or what challenges they might face. So today, if I can sum up these last 20 years of Go into three universal truths. The first would be to always see the big picture. Think of the Go board as a giant virtual battlefield. And as commander of your stone army, your job is to conquer as much territory as possible. In fact, the Chinese original name of Go, 围棋, actually stands for the surrounding game. There's one catch though. Each player can only place one stone at a time, which means you can't just grab everything here all in one go. Instead, Go is always about picking and choosing between all the valuable spots on the board and making decisions of simultaneous gain and sacrifice. So this means in order to be really good at Go, you must understand the big picture by focusing on things that are most prioritized. Any beginner's Go lesson will start with a very simple concept, such as survival or capture of one singular stone. And then the concept moves to something more complicated, survival and capture of, well, larger groups. And finally, to become a really, really good Go master, you have to understand and maximize the value of every move. No longer focusing on only 1 or 2 points, but the potential of 15 points, even 50 points, despite the sacrifices that might come along with it. And similarly in life, we face a wide variety of choices, right? Most of us here are very busy. School, work, personal relationships, they all take up lots of time. And every day, as ordinary people, we're easily bombarded by all sorts of trivial information. And it's easy to get caught up and even worry about how we'll get through the day. Right? But it's important to remind ourselves of the big picture. Am I happy? Am I enjoying what I'm doing? Am I achieving my goals in the right general direction? Having a grasp of this big picture will help us always stay clear. And even if the small things don't work out, everything will usually still be okay. All right, so now we got the big picture, right? You might still be wondering, how do we bring this big picture into concrete fruition? And that's where the second truth comes in. Always plan for small steps. Now, Go is a deterministic game with perfect information, which basically means anything you need to know in the game is on the board. And the same goes for your opponent. There's no hidden information whatsoever. But it's not easy to predict what move your opponent might be playing, right? And so a beginner can only react to what the opponent might play and think on their spot. However, a strong player will not only see the rationale of their own move, but also various tactics in response to what their opponent might be doing. So they plan for these small steps, and if all the results converge towards a positive outcome, then they play that move. Okay, so probably most of us here have been faced with a very famous question. And here it goes. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Let's just take a moment to think about it, actually. Okay, I can see it in your eyes. You got some amazing big picture answer, right? But the truth is, it's not easy to predict the next 5 years. Just like it's not easy to read out the next 20 or 30 moves in the game of Go. But on the other hand, foreseeing the next 2 or 3, just like predicting what to do tomorrow or next week, is usually very doable. In fact, most people have this capability of predicting the near future. And if we can plan these small steps well, then we can be ready, at least in the foreseeable future, with plan A, plan B, plan C, maybe even further. All right, so now we got the big picture, and we can plan for small steps. But you still might be thinking, reality is hard. That's right, it's not easy to always do well. And it's even harder to stay calm when things are not going our way. And in fact, when you play Go, you can experience this a lot. Every single game of Go is like an emotional roller coaster, because each side is bound to make good and bad decisions. So, that's where the third truth comes in. Always embrace inner peace. That was Jack Black from Kung Fu Panda. I tried my best to do the voice, but okay, it's close enough. Whatever. Now, I'm not going to spoil the plot of the movie for those of you who haven't seen it, but if you have, you'll resonate with the importance of coming to terms with one's complex internal emotions. And this is why inner peace is so important, because embracing it is easier said than done. This happens in real life a lot. when we approach the winning line, we might be easily overtaken by complacency. And when chances of winning are slim, then self-doubt and despair creep into our minds. However, that's not what the greatest champions of Go do. They remain calm and unfazed and embrace that inner peace, whether things are going smoothly for them or not. That is the exact kind of attitude we should approach our real life. Now, 5 years after my initial donation to Mr. Mendez and the Dominican Go Federation, I'm happy to report that the seeds we have planted have grown into sprouts, and that the barriers have been replaced by bridges. And today, the Federation itself has successfully hosted many extracurricular programs, a Latin American Go Congress, and their story continues to inspire us from different continents, in Europe, in North America, and over here in Asia. What started as a grassroots movement has brought many more people into the game. By exploring the wonderful intertwinement of black and white stones on this 19 by 19 wooden board, young thinkers of the world can see the big picture, plan for small steps, and embrace inner peace. And so today, the game of Go has expanded its influence, not only as a popular mind sport in East Asia, but also as a cultural bridge between different countries in the world. So I welcome you to check out this wonderful game, keep building these bridges, in turn fostering universal connections with the young thinkers of the world, in turn helping them stay always ahead in life. And finally, I've never met Mr. Mendez in person, nor learned enough Spanish to speak it fluently. But if you're watching, sir, I'm happy to say I am extremely honored to have supported your dreams. And even better, I'm so glad that I did not just upsell that board on eBay. Thank you.